Have you ever wondered why governments intervene in markets? Even though we're told that markets are the most efficient way to allocate resources, that's because sometimes markets fail. And when they do, they lead to inefficient outcomes, inequality, or even social harm. This is what economists call market failure. When the free market, left on its own, does not lead to an efficient or socially desirable outcome. Let's understand this step by step. Market failure occurs when the forces of demand and supply do not lead to the best possible outcome for society. In simple words, the market does not allocate resources in a way that maximizes total welfare. This can happen due to several reasons, like when goods are underproduced, overused, or when some people are left out of the market completely. There are several types of market failure, and we'll explore each one with examples to understand them clearly. First, public goods. Public goods are goods that are both non-rival and non-excludable. That means one person's use doesn't reduce the availability for others, and you can't prevent people from using them, even if they don't pay. Take the example of street lighting. Once the street is lit, everyone benefits from it, whether they pay taxes or not. You can't stop someone from walking under a streetlight, and your use of it doesn't prevent others from using it at the same time. Because of these characteristics, private firms have no incentive to provide public goods. Why would they spend money on something that people can use for free? This leads to what we call the free rider problem, when individuals or firms benefit from resources without paying for them, leading to underprovision of these goods. That's why public goods like streetlights, national defense, and lighthouses are usually provided by the government. Now let's talk about externalities. Externalities are the costs or benefits of a transaction that affect third parties who are not directly involved. They can be positive or negative. A positive externality occurs when the action of one person or firm benefits others. For example, when someone gets vaccinated, they not only protect themselves but also reduce the spread of disease in the community. That's a benefit to others, a positive externality. But here's the issue. Since people don't consider the external benefit to others, they may underconsume such goods. That's why the government may step in to subsidize education or healthcare, to increase consumption closer to the socially optimal level. Now consider a negative externality. Imagine a factory discharging toxic waste into a river. The factory's goal is to maximize profit, but it doesn't pay for the pollution it creates. The nearby community suffers. Clean water becomes scarce, fishing declines, and health problems increase. In this case, the factory is imposing an external cost on society, a negative externality. The market price of the factory's product does not reflect the true cost to society, leading to overproduction. In both cases, positive or negative, the market fails to reflect the true social cost or benefit, leading to inefficient outcomes. Another type of market failure is incomplete markets. Sometimes, even though people want a product and are willing to pay for it, the market does not supply it at all or doesn't supply it efficiently. This usually happens when it's difficult to charge users directly, or when the cost of providing the good is too high for private firms to manage. For example, consider flood protection in a remote village. The people want it. It's clearly useful, but it may not be profitable for a private company to provide it. Or think about insurance for rare but devastating risks, like earthquakes. Private insurers may hesitate to offer it, or charge very high premiums. This results in missing markets that should exist but don't. Then we have imperfect information. In an ideal market, everyone has perfect knowledge. Buyers know everything about the product, its quality, safety, long-term effects. Sellers know everything about buyers too. But in reality, this rarely happens. Let's say you're buying a second-hand car. The seller knows whether the car has hidden problems, but you don't. This is called asymmetric information. One side knows more than the other. If buyers assume all cars are bad, they won't pay a fair price, and sellers of good quality cars might leave the market. Over time, only the worst products remain. This is called adverse selection, and it leads to market failure. To fix this, governments often step in with quality checks, safety labels, and regulations, ensuring that buyers have reliable information before making a decision. Lastly, let's discuss unemployment as a form of market failure. In theory, labor markets should adjust on their own. If there's excess supply of labor, wages should fall, and people should eventually find jobs. But in reality, that doesn't always happen. People may remain unemployed for months, even years. This may be due to wage rigidities, where wages don't fall because of minimum wage laws or union contracts. Or it could be due to lack of demand in the economy, as seen in recessions. Unemployment leads to a loss of income, production, and well-being. It also increases government spending on welfare. So when labor markets fail to adjust, it's another case of market failure. Let's now connect these ideas to real-life examples, particularly in Pakistan. In many areas of Pakistan, clean drinking water is either unavailable or unsafe. This is partly because water is treated as a free resource and not priced properly. As a result, there is overuse, wastage, and pollution, classic signs of negative externalities and market failure. The same goes for air pollution in cities like Lahore, caused by factories, old vehicles, and burning of crop residue. While producers and drivers benefit, society pays the cost through poor health, higher medical bills, and reduced productivity. Another issue is education. Private schools exist, but many families can't afford them. And public schools often lack quality. Since education has huge positive externalities, like a better economy and reduced crime, underinvestment in education is a serious market failure. Healthcare is another sector. In rural areas, private clinics charge high prices and often provide low-quality service. People lack the information to make informed health decisions. This shows both incomplete markets and information failure. In these cases and many others, the government needs to step in not to control the market completely, but to correct its failures. This could mean providing public goods, regulating polluters, offering subsidies, or sharing vital information with consumers. Market failures remind us that while markets are powerful tools for organizing economic activity, they are not perfect. They need checks, support, and smart policies to serve the broader goals of society: efficiency, fairness, and sustainability. And that's the key takeaway. Understanding market failure helps us understand the very reason why governments, regulations, and public institutions exist, not to replace markets, but to make them work better for everyone.